finally, we're up to episode 2 of rebalancing all the brawlers, and today we're doing all the super rare brawlers, and it's going to be epic. So it did take a little while since balance changes that just hit, so I had to rebalance my list that I had up, so I had to change it up a bit. And yeah, I think I'm ready to rebalance them all, so it's going to be epic. If you guys are excited for this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. You guys are going to like this a lot, alright? So how about we get into our first brawler, and that will be 8-bit. Okay, where is 8-bit? Okay, so I'm going to try to get this done faster than my other video, alright? But 8-bit is just, let's be real, his torrent he is good right now in the meta, right? But it's just that he doesn't, I feel like people, more and more brawlers are just starting to add damage to him, and his damage booster is starting to become a little bit more useless. So I'm going to give him a buff to his super, additional damage with his super, going from 35% to 40%. Now this would also be a buff to his booster star power, increasing the damage boost increase from 50% to 55%, since it's always the fixed amount of 15%. I think this change would make 8-bit a lot better, and better in the super good in the maps that he's already good in, like Hard Rock Mine and Heist too. He'd be much better in Heist. So yeah, I think this is a good change for 8-bit. Okay, so now we have Carl, and Carl did recently get a buff to his damage, and it was a pretty good buff, but I don't think it was enough. We're not counting his mutation as like a thing. I mean, his mutation is just,
what the hell?
I'm just gonna say that is broken. But if we were counting mutations, I would give Carl a nerf, because that mutation is just, I mean, not a nerf to him, but still up to mutation. But we're not doing that. We're just rebalancing them in normal game modes. So yeah, Carl is still not as dominant. The only game really you can use him in is what's that thing called? The modifier where you don't get stunned. That he's really good in, but because his super can't get interrupted, and his super is really strong. But he does lack something, and that is his health. With his super, he needs to get up close, and he can't really do that with the health he has. So just a small health buff from 4,000 to 4,200. I think this would make Carl much more better. Don't think it would make him game breaking, but it would make him really much more better in the meta. Now Dynamite. And Dynamite, this is all about rebalancing his gadgets and his star powers, alright? First of all, we're just gonna redo it right now. Fidget spinner getting a damage buff 2,400 to 3,200. No explanation needed. That gadget is terrible. The only time you'd ever use it is in the no stun thing, where satchel charge is completely useless. Now we're giving 2 nerfs to satchel charge, alright? First up, we're decreasing the damage decreasing the stun from 1.5 seconds to 1.25 seconds. I think this would be a really good change from Dynamite, since I don't think it would really do much for him, but I think probably the next one paired with this change would probably do a lot for him. And that is the next nerf we're going to give to his satchel charge, being the damage is going to be decreased by 50% with this satchel charge gadget. So if you use the gadget and you hit someone, instead of doing 1,600 per dynamite stick, the gadget will deal only 800, so maximum of 7,600. This will make it so much easier for so much harder for bursting down your enemies with satchel charge. And satchel charge, honestly, I think it'll make the choices between the 2 gadgets more harder. Now the final nerf, I don't care what you say, Demolition needs a nerf, 1,600 to 1,200. Bro, what was Supercell thinking with 1,600? Honestly, seriously. Yeah, that's honestly it. I don't care. I don't have to explain Demolition. Demolition is just too overpowered. Look at this, 7,500 damage. What is that? Yeah, now we're done. Okay, now Daryl, I'm gonna get this done over and done with really quickly, alright? Daryl, he just needs a buff to his super and his health, alright? Because he's just not as tanky as he used to be. He can get wiped out so easily and get countered so easily. So I think he just needs more tankiness. I think that's what he needs. So first buff is his steel hoop star power, making it so, not his steel hoop, it's his shield while using his super. I was still thinking about that. Yeah, his shield while using his super will be buffed from 50% to 70%. So right in the middle of what it was before and after. I think this would be such a good change for Daryl. And another buff I would give him is a buff to his health, because he just needs to be more tanky. So buffing his health from 5,300 to 5,500. I think these 2 changes will make Daryl a lot better, especially his super. His super is going to be much stronger now, because honestly his super wasn't the best. So Yeah, I think these two changes are good for Daryl. Okay, now Rico. And I'm gonna say this right now. I was going to give Rico a buff to his attack damage initially. But like, after playing Power League more and more, right? Rico isn't like the best in like casual play. But in competitive league, bro, Rico is so dominant. Like, seriously, I think it's just the super damage. Like, if you hit it on the wall and it bounces back, look at that damage, dude. That is insane. So yeah, I honestly think Rico just needs a small nerf. I don't think he needs a buff. I don't even know why I was thinking of giving him a buff in the first place. So yeah, the first buff I'm going to give to, I'm only going to give him one nerf. And that nerf is to his super damage, decreasing from 360 to 340. Right in the middle of what they would do. And right in the middle of buffing his super before it got initially buffed to 360 from 320. So I think this would make Rico more balanced, but I think he'll still be a little strong. But we'll have to see and find out. Okay, now Penny is getting 2 buffs. And I don't even have to explain why. Penny is just not that good in the meta right now. She honestly needs these buffs, alright? First buff is to her health. She doesn't have that much range and she definitely needs a health buff. So buffing her health from 3,200 to 3,400 I think is a really good change for Penny. And I think it would make Penny much more better. Also, another buff is to her turret. Increasing the fire rate from 3.5 seconds to 3 seconds. It's right in the middle of what it was before and after as well, like before they nerfed it. I mean, it obviously wasn't the reason why Penny became bad. It was because of like the nerf her barrel got and the multiple health nerfs she's got. So honestly, this could put Penny in like a better state right now. I don't think she'll become game breaking with these 2 changes, but it would definitely make her much better. Okay, so now we have Gus, and I'm gonna make this quick. All we're doing is just rebalancing his gadgets and star powers. So first of all, his star power healing, increasing from 100% more healing to 150% more healing. You know what that means, right? 4,000 healing every time you pick up a ghost. Now that's insane. We're also just gonna make a change that's quite obvious and that just honestly needs to happen, and that's just the health taken away from his second gadget from 5% to 0%. Honestly, I don't even know why they added the health takeaway. I don't even think that was needed. I think these 2 changes would make the choices between the gadgets like harder. It'll choose between like, do you want an assassin Gus or do you want to be like a support Gus? I think these 2 changes are amazing. Okay, so Jackie, and let's be real, Jackie is so balanced right now. You can go with any star power. You can go with any gear comp. Jackie's basically, okay, except for Vision. Let's be real, Vision is not good. But yeah, Jackie's pretty balanced, except for one thing, and that is the rebuild radius. The Jackie's rebuild radius, bro. What is that? 3x3. We're buffing that to 4x4. I think this would actually make Jackie much more better because honestly, when there's maps where you don't really need speed because you already have your hypercharge speed, right? I honestly think it would make the decision harder because like you have your hypercharge that already gives you speed instead of pneumatic booster. But I think buffing the radius from 3x3 to 4x4 would make make rebuild a little bit better. I don't know if it'll make it like the go-to pick. It could actually, because honestly I don't know what a buff like that could do, but we'll have to find out and see. Jesse, I do not know what to say about you. Right, you are getting 2 nerfs. I don't care what those nerfs are. And they're both specifically going towards this little purple button over there. Yeah, see that? Yeah, that's getting nerfed big time. Right, seriously, her hypercharge is way too strong. I mean, yes, before it took initially, but why did they have to buff it from 15 to 10 hits? That's like ridiculous. So first up, we're nerfing that from 10 to 12 hits, making it 2 supers instead of like 1.66 supers. Bro, what were they thinking with 1.66 supers? Her hypercharge, honestly, the hypercharge was good. It was just how long it took to charge was the problem. That's why Jessie wasn't that good. That's why her hypercharge wasn't that good. So why did you have to buff it so much? Like, it's so easy to get. You can get her hypercharge in like the first like 10-15 seconds of her game. That's how easy it is to get. So yeah, first of all, nerf her rate from 10 to 12 hits. And second, nerf the amount of HP this torrent has. Look at that. 19,900. That is ridiculous. So nerfing it from 50% extra health to 40% extra health, I think would be much more meaningful. And I think it would make Jessie still like a decent A tier brawler, but if she really does need a buff, I I honestly don't mind if you give her a buff. I kind of like playing Jessie, so yeah, I think this will make Jessie a little bit more balanced. And finally, we have Ticked, and he is the only super rare brawler that I believe is balanced. And you want to know why? Why? Because he recently got his hypercharge. And his hypercharge is amazing. I love his hypercharge. His hypercharge is so fun to play as well. But yeah, for the meantime, right, Tick, you are balanced. I hope you guys liked that. I hope you guys liked all my ideas, like listening to them. And yeah, that's it for the video. Get ready for the epic brawls, which is going to take a long time since there are like so much epic brawlers. But it's going to be good. You're all going to love it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.